Hey friends, happy Wednesday. And if you are like us and on spring break, I hope you're having a fabulous spring break. Um, Pardon my emotions today, but I have a story for you that I want to share, and I didn't really plan this, so hopefully it comes out the way that I intend for it to come out. So I have been working hard and with my husband for a number of years now to, for us to live our best lives. And it's something that we work on being grateful for where we are and the amazing blessings that we have in our life, but also striving for improvement in areas where we want to improve and bless ourselves and bless others, through God, with God, and through other vehicles too. Um, so I am emotional. I am a very emotional person anyway. I cry at Hallmark movies and commercials like on a regular basis, and I'm not exactly sure exactly how I'm going to be able to get this out today. So please bear with me. But um, last weekend I had an uncle pass. Hi, Kristen. And I want to say before we go farther that I wasn't close with this uncle. He's on my mom's side, but he lived with us when I was a kid for a number of years, and so I had a relationship with them, but I hadn't. Hey, Marnie, I hadn't had a relationship with him in close to 30 years, and he passed away last weekend. But why I'm hurting, it's terrible that he passed. But why I'm hurting is because of this situation that he constantly lived in. So he was in really poor health. He had COPD, and um, apparently he ended up catching pneumonia, which ended up like putting him in the hospital. Then he got a bacterial infection. So he was very miserable when he passed, but he was also miserable before that. And that's why I'm coming to you to share this story and why it's so important to me that if you watch me and if you go along with me on my journey, my focus is helping people to see the good in your life and be grateful and accept who you are and love yourself, but it's okay to do that and to strive for better. And so what I mean by that is, um, I don't want to get too much into his childhood and then adulthood because I don't know a lot about his adulthood, but through, stories that my mom has shared, which I will not pass on because that is not my place. They didn't have a good childhood. Not at all. It's like the worst stories that you could ever imagine. And, if you don't work on healing and finding love for yourself and forgiveness for yourself, then it can be toxic and kill you slowly from the inside out. My uncle, it was literally a genius. He was part of Mensa. Um, he had a lot of things going for him. Like he was very talented. He would correct me in the middle of a sentence at 9 years old to, correct my English, and it used to drive me bananas. But there are life lessons that he taught me and grammar that he taught me that I've never forgotten. And I reached out to him not too long ago because I hadn't spoken to him in years. And I said, Uncle Philip, I would love to see you. Like, he's never met my family and hasn't known me as an adult. And I just told him, I said, I would really love to see you. And he told me that he just wasn't really fit for visitors. So he didn't want us to reconnect physically. Um, because he was in a bad place, and he'd been in a bad place for a long time, and I can't share, things that went on in his mind because I don't know. But I know that, he lived a very hard life. And um, I don't know that he ever really truly worked on making that better. Um, I don't know what his thought process was, like I said. And, I feel like even though he was so smart, like he was literally a genius, um, but he never truly applied himself in life. Like he would go halfway and then quit because, he didn't like the way things were going, or he was really hard-headed about stuff, and people weren't as smart, so he'd be like, oh, so that he would go after certain goals and never truly accomplish them. And he lived in misery. So friends, I tell you this raw because what hurts is that I know that he could have had a better life. Even though his childhood was horrible, I know he could have had a better life if he had accepted the fact that, it's okay to have help, to talk to people, to read personal development, listen to personal development, dive deep into whatever he needed. And I'm sharing this with you because if you are in a place of hurt, whether it is from your childhood or something that happened to you as an adult, know that your life is so valuable. That there are people waiting to hear your message. That you can turn your mess into a message, your trials into triumph. But you have to work on you. You have to. You don't have to accept the norm or just be like, well, this is a crappy place and I just have to deal with it. If you are not happy, it is not anybody else's responsibility to change that but you. And I really hope that you understand that and that you take it upon yourself to start working on that. I was a very angry and bitter person for a long time because of things that I dealt with in the military. But I knew that I was just going to continue to be an angry and bitter and awful person and just not enjoy my life unless I made the decision to change and then worked to make that change. And so I did, and so I do. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm so much happier than I was. And if more people would do that, this world would be a better place. But, it doesn't matter what you've been through. You can come out of it okay. You can turn that mess into a message. And you can live a better life if you can Imagine it. You can live it. I promise. I promise. So please do not waste your life on being angry or miserable or judgmental. Don't waste your life. Please live your life as happily as you can, whatever that means for you. But you have to love yourself. You absolutely have to love yourself to be happy and to understand that you're worth achieving your dreams. And if people get in your way and make you mad, just ignore them because guess what? They are people that are miserable in their lives. So it's going to happen. Uh, but I'm sorry for being such a mess. But I want to show up as me. And usually I'm very happy and upbeat. But it's important to me to share with you that I hurt too, that I still work through my own traumas and, you know, issues. It's a daily process. But I promise you, having come as far as I've come, that it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So if I can help you, please let me know. I hope you got some sort of value from this. Um, I know sometimes it can be hard when I'm just a blubbering mess, but hopefully you got the message and you got value. And if you know somebody that needs to hear this, please share it with them. I love you, my friends, and thank you so much for sticking with me through this.